Hi there. Welcome to this week's episode of the podcast with me, Russell Davis. This week we're looking at the subject of alignment. What if our job in the world is not to solve problems, find solutions? What if our job is to be in alignment? And what if we're in alignment, there's more ease and flow in life? What do I mean by alignment? Well, let's dive in and find out how this can bring more ease and flow into your life. The word alignment came up in my coaching fairly recently, and it's interesting when you choose to, say, buy a new car and suddenly you see more of those cars on the road. It's interesting how that word alignment, or the concept of alignment, has come up more with my clients recently. Maybe I'm more aware of it and sensitive to it because I had my own insight around it. And I'm going to try and describe something that's quite visual in an audio format. But if I was here with a flip chart, I'd draw a triangle and I'd divide it into three sections. So you've got the top of the triangle, the peak, then you've got the middle bit, and you've got the base, the bottom of the bit. And I think there's three levels of our personality. This is just a model. There's all sorts of models of our personality. This is a model I find kind of really useful. And the top tip of the triangle, top section, you could say is thought, thinking. It's analytical thinking, conscious thinking. It's thought. And we all have thought, we all think. And we have an amazing ability to create thought of all different shapes and sizes and have imagination. It's an amazing power, an amazing tool. The middle bit of the triangle, the middle bit of our sense of self, I say is our soul, or our heart's desire, or say our true self. I'd say it's our true self. It's something deeper than our thinking. There's a deeper sense of self. When you tune into your gut, deeper instinct, I think it comes to somewhere deeper than our conscious analytical thought. Call it heart, soul, heart. Heart's desires is an element and access, a way to access our truth. And the bottom section of the triangle, I'd say, is whatever God is for you. The energy behind life, the divine, Mother Nature, whatever words you want to use. And sometimes it's hard to put words against something that's formless, or understand something that is formless. And we live in the world of form, and it's beyond our human kind of comprehension in many ways. But I do believe in a loving energy of life that's got our back, that's kind and loving. And there's three levels of us. I think our soul is formless. We're part of that energy of life in human form. And when we're in alignment, I think all three levels are aligned. Our thoughts are aligned to our heart, our soul, and we're aligned to an energy of life. We're in flow. I think the flow state is when we're aligned. Our thoughts are aligned to our instinct, our intuition, they're inspired thoughts. They feel like inspired thoughts. But what can happen is we can become misaligned, become out of alignment when the top section, the thoughts, you can imagine that top bit of the triangle moving to the right, away from the rest of it, becomes misaligned. Our thoughts become out of alignment from our heart, our soul, the energy of life. I can see in my own life where that may have been the case, where growing up, my mum was very strict. Don't get me wrong, she loved me unconditionally, but my experience of her, it felt like conditional love. She was very strict, and she seemed to be happier when I'd been good, whatever that means in her eyes, performed well. So I felt more loved when I pleased her. And when I did something in her eyes was bad or wrong, I maybe got shouted at. So love felt more conditional. I had to work out, I felt I had to work out the rules of what I needed to do to please her, to keep her happy, and thus I felt more loved. And I didn't feel like the energy of life has got my back. didn't feel like I can relax and just be in flow because something bad may happen and may get in trouble. So it's like a self-realization, a self-protection. It's down to me to make sure I am okay. It's down to me to make sure I feel loved. And when we feel loved, we feel safe in the world. It is that mammalian part of our brain that thinks our survival is dependent on our position in the tribe, including the family unit, being safe. To get that validation, that acceptance of others. And then we start to work out what we need to do to keep safe. We don't trust an energy of life that's got our back. We don't trust life's got our back. It's down to us to make sure, and we can't trust anything else. We need to work it out. And that kind of self-realization thinking, I think, can misalign us from our true self, our soul that knows we're okay, our soul that's formless. The sense of self that came into the world as a baby that just knows it's okay as long as it's fed and watered and its physical needs are met. It's just okay. Doesn't worry about where its next meal's coming from. Doesn't hang on to yesterday. Doesn't worry about tomorrow. Doesn't compare itself. Doesn't question its okayness or self-worth in any way. There's an innate well-being in a baby and in a toddler that crawls around this world of unknown. There are plenty of adults that have a fear of the unknown. Stick to the familiar. When toddlers crawl into the unknown with curiosity, they approach the unknown from a place of curiosity. They don't mind not knowing, because deep down they know they're okay, and their sense of security is not dependent on knowing. It's not dependent on the familiar. It's within them. It's not dependent on their environment. It's within them. It's within them. So I begin to realize more and more how there's a part of me that tries to work out. So thinking it's misaligned, I think it's down to me to work out problems, to solve problems, to find answers, to find solutions. And the question I mean to ask myself is, am I aligned? My job's not to solve the problems or fix things or find answers. My job's to be aligned. To be aligned. When I feel aligned, solutions come to me. When I feel aligned, things just tend to work out more easier because I'm in flow. I'm more aware of opportunities. I'm more aware of the energy of life. I'm more aware of being, and coincidences happen. I don't believe in coincidences anymore, but these things tend to happen, or ideas come as solutions come. My thinking is aligned to my heart, my soul, my intuition, my wisdom, and the energy of life. I think we co-create our life with that energy of life. When we're in alignment, we're in flow. We're in flow. And it's easy for my habitual self-realization thinking to think it's down to me. I need to solve the problem. Yeah, of course we need to take action, but inspired action is far more impactful and powerful than uninspired action. So the question I'll ask you is, are you in alignment? How do you know when you are in alignment? What kind of things get you back into alignment when you're not? And perhaps I encourage you to check in and ask yourself, am I in alignment? You're next worrying about a problem, trying to solve a situation, or worrying about an outcome, instead of thinking your job is to solve the problem and find a solution. What if your job is to be in alignment? To be in alignment. And that's when there's more ease and flow to life. Solutions come much easier. Clarity comes. So what if we're designed to be in alignment? When we get a bit of stress or worry or an emotion like frustration or fear, it's just a signal. It's a signal we're out of alignment. It's an alarm bell to remind us we're out of alignment. Our job's not to solve the problem, but to come back into alignment. In whichever way you imagine that. Loving you.